That's right, you read the thumbnail correctly. The Acolyte Season 2 has been cancelled, or rather, they're not even proceeding with making Season 2. So this comes to us from Deadline. I'm going to read a bit of an article here for you. It says, exclusive, the story of the Acolyte will not continue, with Lucasfilm opting not to proceed with the second season of the Star Wars offshoot starring Amanda Stenberg, sources tell Deadline. Word of the decision comes more than a month after the 8-episode first season of the series from creator, director, executive producer, showrunner Leslie Headland wrapped its run on Disney+. So it goes on and on here, basically says, the news is not entirely surprising. The Acolyte did okay with critics, 78%, I don't know how, but was divided among Star Wars fans. Divided? I wouldn't say divided. They had something like a 13 or 14% score on Rotten Tomatoes. This was not divided. That was a comprehensive denial of that show. People absolutely hated it. In fact, the negative aspect of that show, the negative reviews of that show amongst fans were much more comprehensive than the positive reviews amongst critics, which we know are bought and paid off anyway. So that's useless to review. So the fans, it was all about the fan backlash here that's causing this show to be cancelled. And goes on to say, driven by interest into the venerable space franchise, The Acolyte got off to a strong start with 4.8 million views in its first day on Disney Plus. Tally rose to 11.1. Blah blah blah. Did okay on Nielsen top 10. Whatever. But not beyond that. It's basically the crux of the whole thing. Essentially here is that it has been cancelled officially. Now, there was talk, obviously, as soon as the show ended, about season 2 coming out, particularly from Leslie Headland and some of the actors in the show who are really, kind of like advocating for that. They really wanted a season 2, but it's not happening. And I'm torn on this because, on the one hand, I completely understand the decision. It was an absolute nightmare and train wreck of a show. But on the other hand, it was fun reviewing it because it was a train wreck. It was just such an unbelievably bad show that it made it funny to review at times and to just pick apart all of the issues with it, and that were just so glaring and so easy and obvious to see. So I'm kind of torn about it, but ultimately, look, if this is the first step in finally Lucasfilm correcting course, great. I would love for that to happen. I love Star Wars. I want to see it succeed, but I don't really buy that. I think they just realized this was so bad that it's just not sustainable whatsoever, particularly for what it costs, something like $180 million for that garbage. But yeah, so you're not going to get any sort of sympathies from me for this. The bottom line, this show was just next level bad. I mean, I don't think I can quite recall a show being this comprehensively bad in all aspects. I mean, we find shows that are really bad that they're funny at times. I mentioned before, that it was funny to review it. It wasn't funny whilst watching. It's more like in hindsight, just kind of picking it apart that makes it funny. But you think of parody films that don't make any sense. This one was not meant to be a parody, yet it made no sense. I'm really baffled by it because I went in expecting that there was going to be a lot of wokeness and identity politics, which there was plenty of, but I wasn't quite prepared for how badly written it was going to be, how bad the storytelling was. I mean, there was just plot holes at every turn. Character decisions made no sense. Some of the acting was horrendous, and the action sequences were really bad as well. So nothing about the story. They couldn't even get the action right, bare minimum. Some people praised one of the action sequences in episode 5. I didn't think it was that great, but maybe it had some minor moments here and there, but you can really pick apart the action too. So I'm not sad to see the show go at all. It's quite funny to me that this is happening, and it's well deserved that it's being cancelled. It should have never got off the ground in the first place, or let alone had this much money dedicated to it or thrown it into the garbage. So yeah, look, the Acolyte's done. It's cancelled. It's not a sad day, but it's whatever. We'll see what happens from here. If this is some sort of sign that they are going to try and correct course at Lucasfilm, because we know Disney is kind of making a concerted effort to somewhat correct course with Marvel. They've acknowledged their flaws there, and they are making decisions that they're trying to make it better. Haven't seen that yet with Lucasfilm, but maybe this is the first sign, but we'll see. So yeah, that's my thoughts, guys. The show was an absolute disaster, and it doesn't surprise me one bit that it's been cancelled. But yeah, that's what we've got, guys. So I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think this means? Are you happy or sad to see it go? I want to hear them all in the comment section. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.